I'll do the intro for today. Live?
Yep.
Let's fucking go. Okay. Thank you guys for coming back. Episode 49 of GhettoRig. We got Kevin in here with us today and Mr. Moon Bouncer, a.k.a. Alex, in here. Yeah, we're going to start doing this on Sunday for you guys. We wanted to add another day of content for a long time. And this is it. It's going to be Sundays. I know we're starting at 4 p.m., but this was scheduled for 3 p.m. But yeah, you know, GhettoRig. So
as usual,
yeah,
GhettoRig.
that's how that goes.
Hashtag
we
that
added
shit.
some new stuff to the stream setup, so we're figuring all that out and getting settled today. You know, first day we're doing Sundays, so I'm happy we're just doing it, regardless if we're a little late or not. So yeah,
I told you, y'all, we're kicking into the third gear.
so we were talking about before we started. Jay was here complaining to me about Miggy's post.
Yes. Bro, Miggy, that's fake news, bro. I need
Fake
some
news.
fact checkers up in this bitch. Something.
I got you. Felix,
Look, man, I just throw the information out there. People can interpret it however they want, you know?
So next time
doesn't put
somebody
any-
clips Joe Byron or Donnie saying some dumb shit,
we
y'all
believe it.
know.
We believe it,
Y'all
right?
know what's up.
So, Miguel took some nice photos of us today, but Miguel decided to take his photos when Felix was doing his demonstrations, and you know Jay is the regularly scheduled dummy
Yep.
when it comes to our demonstrations.
Regularly and not regularly scheduled dummy.
Yeah. If he's not there, usually I'll get some, or his brother, or the other Felix,
Wait,
Eduardo.
Alex,
We've
do you have
all
new
gotten
headphones on? They
No,
look
those are
new.
the same ones.
Same ones?
Yeah, that's the same
That's
ones.
the first time I noticed the yellow little thingies.
Yeah.
The little
The
yellow
wires.
lines. Yeah, wires.
So yeah, he was doing a demonstration. He wasn't actually. I mean, he was armbarring him, but were they rolling? No, they were not rolling.
Jay wouldn't tap from that.
Can
Yeah,
you
Jay-
armbar me? Yes.
Yeah, I was
but-
about to say Felix can definitely armbar him. That's for sure. Was Jay probably gonna tap as easy as he did in
He was showing the
demonstration?
move I was practicing tapping.
Yeah, practicing tapping.
Mm-hmm. But people put me to fucking sleep because I don't tap. Yeah, bro.
They
But I have to let them do it. You know, I have to
So you just like
I have to exercise humility and let them get my neck. You know what I'm saying?
So you're a masochist.
Huh?
You like the torture?
No, it's just, you know, it's just once in a while you let them grab the neck so they can feel what victory feels like, you know.
Okay, that's basically what
sympathy.
Ozzy does.
It's like kind of with dogs. You know, never want to rip the toy out of their teeth. You got to let them play a little bit so they just get motivated. You know, that's what I do.
Ozzy does that pretty well with me. He's like rolling me around, and then he'll get me in a spot, and he'll be like, "Okay, grab the arm, go ahead." What do you guys think about last night's fight? I was excited. We didn't watch all of them, but we watched Maylot, and then we watched the co-main and main event. That fight with that Canadian guy Maylot was good.
yes.
The first round was a little weird. We were all kind of like, this
the
fight's
fuck's
kind
going
of
on
yeah,
here?
this
Yeah.
fight's kind of weird. But the second round, that guy murdered him with that 1-2. We were all jaw dropped by that 1-2. Oh my god, it was
This
so
is
hit
perfect,
so
like it was a
flush, so
textbook, you
fast.
know.
yeah, it was textbook, and exactly both of the punches landed extremely flush. Like they couldn't have landed any cleaner. It was just straight across the jawline, both of them. That finish
straight
was
into
cool.
the guillotine.
Yeah,
But you know, this just tells you like the skill difference. Like, you know, we're talking about Oliveira and what's his name, Darius.
and Benil Darius.
Yeah, like
There's-
skill difference between the first 1, 2, and 3
Yeah,
versus everyone else
it's
is
massive.
fucking massive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's massive.
And if somebody's like deserves to be on that 1, 2, 3, you see them coming up and they're fucking mopping up floor
mean,
with everyone, and you know
shit.
that they're like up there. You know.
If you look at the top 5 guys in the lightweight division, they're all like uber famous champion level dudes. Like, there's nobody in the top 5 that you question. But then you look at that Amanda Nunes fight, right? And you watch that girl, Aldana. She's number 5.
She was number 5.
She was number 5 before this fight. So, and that did not go the same way as Charles and Benil, where it was like, oh, it's a back and forth. Or even that guy Maylot and the other, like back and forth. No, Amanda murdered her for 5 rounds.
Yeah,
Not-
and-
I'm not gonna say murder her, but she
She
classed
did.
her out.
She
And I
did.
feel
can't say
they
murder
should-
because
they should have put Amanda Nunez's name for the first 5 people. Champion and the first 5.
yeah.
Well, see, Pena, I think Pena was the only one that kind of gave something back to Amanda. Like, out of all the people she ever fought, Pena is the only one.
Bro, it was. I remember the first round, Aldana hit her with this looping right, and it just kind of pushed Amanda to the side as it hit her. And I was like, oh, okay. So she started to pick up. Like, after that, there wasn't really much she responded with. She had solid jabs, like really good check rights that when Amanda would come in, she'd hit her a couple times. But
Yeah, she was looking
But
for a
it,
counter
like,
that
just
she would
here's the
never
thing:
throw
like,
at.
out of
Yeah.
all the, like, you see how many times Amanda pushed through, because Pena was, she wasn't doing
Yeah,
that tradition.
Aldana.
Aldana wasn't doing the traditional, like, blocking. She had her hands like this.
Yeah.
she had a
And
really
Amanda
high
was-
guard.
Yeah, and Amanda was punching through there and then just landing on a chin and then landing on a face, and she still wasn't able to knock her ass out.
Yeah.
And she pulled that
did eat
same.
a lot of good punches.
She pulled that same single leg, I think probably 4 or 5 times in the
Yeah.
fight. She'd grab the one leg and push her shoulder, boop, and throw her down really quickly.
No, but what I'm
And
trying
then
to
let her
say
get
is,
back up.
Yeah, a lot of times she'd let her get back up.
what
It
I'm
wasn't until the end of the fight that she was like, oh, trying to like look for a finish, and Aldana was just defending like crazy.
Look, what I'm trying to say, the difference between, like, the
I need to turn
guys
that off.
doing the 1-2 punches and when they're punched through the guard, like the face guard, right? There's a big fucking difference when a guy punches a guy versus a girl punches a girl. Like, I'm not saying they don't punch hard, they do, but the force behind it is like fucking
Yeah.
10 times different. Even if you take 125, even if you take guys 125, when they punch, they fucking punch. You know what I mean? Like, is Amanda fast? Yes. Is she stronger than most of the women? Yes. 100%. But, I mean, how hard does she really hit? Question.
Hey, Beba, just hit the power button on the top of that so it stops going around. I don't want it to pick up the cable.
Now, does she hit hard? I agree she might hit
Or
hard.
hit the power
But
button
does
and
she
then hit the button
hit
that says
hard
hold.
enough to knock somebody out?
Amanda? Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. But then again, as I was saying, she was getting a lot of punches in on Aldana's face. A lot of them. If that was the guy's division, any of those punches would have been one of those, like, stumbling punches.
I don't believe so. Bro.
Yeah, but Diaz also fucking paper thin skin, bro. Like, out
But
of all the
no, he's
fucking
not talking about his
punches and
he's not
everything.
talking about his skin necessarily.
He's talking about how
He's
he
talking
can
about
hold
the
those
beating those
punches,
guys
yeah.
takes. For example, another guy.
Well, you have Diaz and then you have fucking El Cucuy. They both can take
Tony
a fucking
Fer-
punch.
yeah,
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Ferguson and Diaz, that's it.
Ferguson has only been
Both the
fucking
Diaz.
put out by
Both of
Chandler's
those.
front kick. That's the only thing I can remember putting him out.
Mm.
Uh,
And that was a foot to the face.
yeah, just literally right to the picture you see is hilarious when you can just see
It
like his
looks
skull.
fake when you
His
first
skull
look
is
at it,
2
it
inches
looks
up,
fake.
but the rest
Yeah.
of his face is still down.
It's like covering the toes.
Just like when Chito Vera did that to Frankie Edgar too. He did the same thing, and Frankie's face did the same thing.
Yeah, no, what I'm trying to say, Amanda got a lot of good punches in.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the power behind her punches wasn't it to put
I
Aldana on
don't
her
think
ass.
no. I don't think she was throwing many haymakers. She wasn't. No.
There
she
were a
didn't wanna
couple of them
give-
where
she
Aldana's
was-
Didn't
face
wanna
clearly
give
went
those-
blap.
Yeah,
those
yeah,
counters.
yeah, but she was not throwing.
Those
She
were
was throwing
straight-
sharp punches.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She didn't want to give those.
I don't.
counters
I
up.
don't exactly. She would
Oliveira
do-
does that. Oliveira does those sniper punches.
I mean, we
He
have
lays
to.
them out.
We have to understand, right? You look at the logistics of it. Yes, you have way more KOs and one punch knockouts and all that stuff when it comes to the men's division.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we had this conversation.
Can't
Okay, so
argue
let's
that.
say you take Amanda at full weight, not even cutting it to be at 135, and you put her against Moreno. Moreno would wipe the floor with Amanda. He would, even at him being at 125.
We talked about this last night. Yeah, I'd agree. You could. I think you could probably. I don't want to say this like this because it kind of takes away from. Not sounds like I'm trying to take away, which I'm not. But
No, you can't take it away from her that she's the best in the women's division.
yeah, I mean, like for example,
100%.
they asked GSP the other day, right? Oh, who's your GOAT list? And he said John Jones was the first, and then he went down and said Amanda Nunes. It was the second person he said.
Yeah,
Right?
for each division.
Yeah. Well,
For
not
each
necessarily for
division.
division, for the sport.
Just his top
For
the
men's
sport,
and
yeah.
women's division.
Yeah. But like what he's saying is that what Amanda Nunes did for the sport in general, being like that double champ as a woman, is just like crazy.
Yep. Here's another thing. Amanda is also a fucking. She's like unique, right? Out of all the women that fought, because for a while everybody thought, well, Valentina Shevchenko might be able to. She wasn't. Like there are a bunch of women that came around.
She was there yesterday.
Yeah, a bunch of women came around, but they're not there. Like she's very unique. Like I wouldn't even put her with a John Jones unique, right? Because John Jones still gets like in there, fights, fucking wins. He's really good at what he does. But you have guys that do have a level that's close to John Jones.
So, question. I asked this yesterday to Jay or Arthur, one of them, I don't remember. Alex and Kevin, give me your input, and Miguel. What do you think if... So, the Islam and Volkanovski was a very debatable decision, people are saying, right?
Not really, man.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying.
A lot of people are also saying no. So it's a 50-50.
I get what you're saying, but 50% is a lot.
Yeah, 50% of the people all
And
the time
it's
always
not
say like...
but it's not only just people. I'm talking about actual martial arts people are split on this, right? They are.
Yeah, but the
They are
50%
pretty
of the
split.
people also saying it's not my president.
Ready? Okay.
You know,
Ready? Listen to this.
Be honest.
So, what if Volkanovski would have won that decision, received that lightweight belt, been the 145 and 155 champion? What did you think he is debatably up there with Jones on that list? Maybe not. Maybe you say not better, but he's holding 2 simultaneous belts. He's beaten every single featherweight champion. Some of them twice.
So here's the thing with John Jones. Not only he has talent, like he's very, very talented. He has his body that works for him really, really well. And on top of that, he trains and he actually diligently trains, right? Like all this cocaine bullshit that we see, yeah, that does happen, but you can't take it away that he actually fucking trains.
He's apparently
Like-
one of the biggest.
Yeah.
He's
So-
apparently one of the biggest like study people. Like he's one of those guys that's continuously watching tape of their opponent.
Yeah,
'Cause he
to
wants to study,
catch
yeah.
the mistakes, to see where they're slipping. So he actually puts in a lot of fucking time, and he's talented. Now, if I take this onto what's his name, Volkanovski, right? He does all of those things, but I don't know. I can't say that his talent level is the same as John Jones. All I'm saying is that he puts all of those things in. He has a lot of talent, but I don't think his talent is comparable to John Jones.
I think you could debate
And
that.
also the body style. I think more than anything.
Well, I
the
mean,
body
yeah,
style.
of course. You put those 2 guys in a room. That's not a debate, right? That's not.
Well, no,
they
the
can't
way-
make that debate.
The
Right,
way
but, like-
John Jones's body composition is top heavy, very skinny, strong legs, where Volkanovski is just like a
tank.
brick.
He's a tank.
Yeah, he's just a brick. So his body style is complete. Like the way his body
I would
composition
still put
is
him up
different.
there, though. I would still put him up there. Because he's not only...
I wouldn't say that he's better than
he
John
wouldn't
Jones.
only
No,
hold-
I'm not trying to say better than John
As far as
Jones.
the GOAT.
I'm saying when you're talking GOAT conversation, right? It's not when you're talking GOAT conversation, you're not just thinking
Kind of
the
like
one
if
question,
Michael
one-
Jordan
the-
for basketball
who's
type
better?
of deal.
Yeah. So, like for example, who would you could put at that level of status? You would debate that he could be one of those guys that you would put at number 1, double champ, and beaten every single champ in the featherweight class. Now moving to 155, and I think
And he
Volkanovski,
played
after what he
professional
did
rugby.
with Islam, I think he'd starch most of the guys in the 155 division.
Yeah, he would. He would.
He still should move up.
But
After this
remember,
fight with
fucking
Yair,
Conor-
I think he should.
But remember, Conor.
He wants to fight Connor.
Yeah, Conor won both divisions and he got both belts.
Yes.
So
Yes, but he didn't beat all the same. Well, that's actually the debate. That is the debate. The reason they're saying that they want to fight each other is because they're the only champions that each other has left on the champion list. So Volkanovski, I said that wrong. Volkanovski hasn't beat every featherweight champion, but Conor McGregor.
well,
And
no,
Conor
because he
McGregor-
couldn't beat Makhachev. So obviously not every
Featherweight champion.
featherweight.
145. He's beaten and guess what? Conor McGregor has beaten every featherweight champion except for Volkanovski.
But what weight would they fight at?
That's the problem, right? Because nobody sees Conor going back to 145, right? Right now, the whole
No,
question is like
155. It's
they're
gonna
probably
be
going
155.
155,
And Conor probably not gonna go
maybe
to
even
150,
170, maybe
I'd
even
say
170.
And that's
170 is
Volkanovski's
big.
walking
No,
away.
I think they're gonna do 155 because I think Conor wants to go for Islam. So
So-
that's probably his plan. That's everybody's plan as a champion.
Yeah, Conor. So if what's his name, fucking Colby Covington lays a fucking beating on Conor, Conor ain't going nowhere.
Well, you mean Chandler?
Not Chandler. I mean,
Chandler.
not Covington. If Chandler puts it on him, he's not going anywhere.
I think that'll be probably Conor's last fight.
That's what I'm saying.
If he loses, I could see
Yeah.
it being his last fight.
Yeah, and him going down to 155 consistently, and especially the last few years, we've seen him fucking bulking up. Is going to be harder and harder and harder. He's probably walking at 195, 200 right now.
He
Going
looks big.
down 50 pounds, bro. That's going to be a fucking.
But he also has a lot of time to
Tough.
do it because the fight isn't even scheduled yet.
Yeah, it's still going to be tough as shit.
I get what you're saying.
That's
It
probably
is still
why
gonna
they
be
haven't
tough.
scheduled the fight, because it's gonna. He's probably having
Well,
issues
they're
with
actually.
losing weight.
I mean, the tough season is still going on. Well, they've done filming, but like they're in the middle of releasing the episodes, so they gotta wait for after that, I think, or they're probably gonna release it in the middle of the season or something.
So I don't know. It's gonna be a debate. I don't know. Is Volkanovski fucking good? 100%. Like, you can't take that shit away from him. Just you can't, you know. But okay, so if you talk about the women's division, right? Like, you take Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes, she's skillful, she's talented, but she's stronger than any of those women that come in. Like, she's physically stronger. Like, you can tell the size of her arms, the size of her body composition. She has more of a dude body than a girl body, right? Like, very narrower hips, very wide shoulders. You know what I mean? She's got a more of a guy composition to her body, and she moves
I'll say it
like a guy.
I'll say it this way: she built like a tank, in the sense that she doesn't.
She's built
Yeah,
like a champion.
there you go. Yeah.
She's built like
Like
a
for
champion.
example, you see Aldana in the ring next to her. She's like way longer. This crazy long
Skinnier,
torso.
yeah, skinnier
The legs
upper
were the
body
same
part.
size.
Yeah,
Their legs were actually the same size. Aldana has some fucking
their
chunks.
thighs were the same
Yeah,
size.
no,
but
the whole leg. Look.
No, I mean, what I'm saying, Aldana's hips were wider than Amanda's. Amanda's hips are
Yeah.
narrower, more like a guy. She's built more in the shape of a upside down pear, rather than Aldana, which is built in the shape of a pear. Sorry.
So, but Aldana had the upper body a lot smaller.
Yeah, her arms were skinny as hell. You know,
Yeah,
you
man.
can tell. Amanda just has more of a guy body, and I have this.
Yeah.
I have this. I had this like, what if we found out that Amanda was like a male at birth, and then they had a gender reassignment on her, and she
was
just
all
kind of
planned.
stayed that way, or she just produces like a higher percentage of testosterone in her body. That could be a thing. Which part? Producing
higher
higher percentage testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would make sense. Yeah, it would make a whole lot of sense if she was producing a little bit above average level of testosterone. It is, but do you think she does have gear involved? Because I don't think she's that cut and she has that much definition. Yeah. Because, I mean, you look at Yoel Ramirez and you can say that somebody somewhere slipped in him.
Yoel Romero.
Yeah, Yoel Romero. Someone somewhere
Yoel Romero
slipped
is
some
also a
shit
genetic
into his drink.
anomaly.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero's a literal genetic anomaly. They took him to get his. So I think he fractured his orbital. Is what it was. And by the time he got to the ER hospital clinic, where the fuck he got, and the doctor's checking out, and this is the day that it happened, or the day after it happened, and his orbital already had started healing. And then they told the doctor, was the UFC kind of was like, oh, so like, yeah, he's healing already, that's good. And we're like, no, the doctor like, no, I've been studying human beings my entire career, and I've never seen anybody like this, is what they said about Yoel Romero.
BPC 158 is strong in his body.
You saw the way he just starches, dude. I don't understand how, like, for example, there's this punch. For example, his fight with Israel Adesanya, mad boring.
Mad boring.
Mad
'cause
boring.
They're both
Yeah, they're
super cautious fighters.
Yoel's like marching forward, but very cautiously, and Izzy's just constantly staying on the outside, piecing him up. But there's just one overhand left that Yoel catches him on, and you can see it resets Izzy's neck. It hit him like a truck. Izzy just got a chin on him. Like most people, I think, would have fucking gone down.
Fucking does.
I'm gonna grab a blanket. That shit's bright as fuck.
Now-
I have two settings.
You said it.
Yeah, 2 settings, one for dark, one for bright. Whenever it goes dark, it's all good.
So, I think Amanda, she retired. Out of, she's like, okay, what am I gonna do? Like, continue making these $50,000 or
$50,000
or $100,000
Nah,
or whatever.
I think that after what Ronda Rousey did for the sport, making that much money, those women champs are making millions of dollars.
Yeah, no, it's
I
her
believe
thing.
so.
That was the whole thing. Am I gonna continue just making money?
Yeah.
Because at this point, no one really can go out there and say, okay, well, it's gonna be a fucking actual fight. Besides Pena, Pena might pull something out of a fucking hat. Most likely not. I mean, we saw that one fucking fight where she destroyed Pena. You know what I mean?
That
Pena
last
was
fight,
fucking
yeah.
leaking from every possible
Yeah.
inch of her face.
She went from pretty to not pretty real quick.
Yeah, and she's a pretty girl.
Yeah, she is one of the prettier UFC fighters.
Mhm. So I don't know, man. But then again, you know, who has Amanda won against? Like, if you look at it, Ronda Rousey was really good when women were not like that in a sport because she had that judo background. But she shit at striking. She shit at grappling. The only thing she had was taking takedowns. And then you had, what's her name? Holly Holmes that came in. She was better at striking.
And head kicked her to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, because she was into striking. So, but then again, she was shit in the fucking ground. Amanda Nunes was the only one that came in as like, okay, she got her grappling down, black belt in jiu-jitsu. And then on top of that, she got the striking down, right? So she can kick and punch. But other than that, Amanda was the only girl, not Amanda, but what's her name? This last fight.
The one last night?
Juliana?
Huh?
When Juliana fought?
Juliana, yeah. Juliana was the only one that, like, okay, well, she might have some striking behind her, she's coming with a Mexican lineage and whatever, but, and even that, she wasn't able. She just had one good punch. That was the end of that.
You can't forget about Cyborg either.
Mm-hmm. Bonus. Uh-huh.
Plus pay-per-view. And I bet
almost
that's not including
700K,
pay-per-view because
almost
she's champ.
700K.
She's champ, so she makes pay-per-view buys, I think.
Yep. What's their cut, though?
That's a lot, I think. Yeah. So she made well over $1 million, I'd assume, with pay-per-view buys and everything else.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. But point here is she could continue going and making this money, but her pay probably going to start getting less and less because people are like, okay,
And
well,
I don't think she's the youngest, like, either, so it's probably
34?
time. I think it's time
33,
for her
34?
to probably start.
I mean, I saw her talking after you left last night. She was saying that she just wants to
35.
She wants to enjoy now the money that she's made with her family, and I think her wife, she said that she was pregnant again, and that she just wants to enjoy her life with her family now.
So how do you
her
think
life
the
in
wife got? Is
Brazil.
it? You think it was an artificial insemination with them, or they have like
Oh,
a
yeah.
family
I don't know.
friend?
I had no idea how that went down.
I
with that.
don't know.
You know.
I didn't
I don't
look
know, it was
into
a
it.
wife,
I didn't
whatever it
care.
Do you think she would ever want to get pregnant?
Amanda?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably why her wife did it. Or maybe, you never know. Maybe after she's done. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe now that she's retired, we'll see her pregnant in a year. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's probably a good thing that she retired because, I mean, I hate to say it, that fucking fight was boring as shit, even though that was the main card.
It was.
The co-fight was better than the fucking...
And it was a fifth of the length.
Yeah.
Yo, well, let's talk about that. Fuck these bitches.
Fuck these bitches. Get that money.
I knew Jay was gonna like that. I knew it.
No,
but
not that I like that.
that co-main was fucking nasty.
It was good.
And it was, you could tell, like, Benil was a high class dude. He
And
had him on his
Benil-
back.
Halfway through, you could tell Benil was like, "God, what the fuck's happening right now? I can't get a word in."
I think this is what I think it clicked probably when he was trying to do the ground and pound, and Charles was like throwing the kicks to the and hips to try and back him up kicked him I think a couple times in the face, and then like when they got up, and Benil was kind of probably just like, okay, let's do the hands. We're back at the hands thing. And then
let's try
and
this
then Charles
strategy.
was like, I think it's time to go home.
Yeah. Now, see, this is the Charles Oliveira that I like to see. Because the fight with Makhachev, like he was fucking petting lions, going on rodeos, all kinds of bullshit. He was doing all this McGregor type of shit, and then gets the fucking shit kicked out of him. And it's
You
a
think?
sub.
You think? Ready? Oh, this is got me thinking. You think if Conor McGregor beats Michael Chandler, the number 5 guy right now, number 5, so that guarantees him a probably number 5 or higher spot. Well, probably 5 or 6 even maybe.
Nah, he's going for the belt.
After that,
He beats Michael Chandler. He's going for the belt, bro.
you think he'll give him the belt right away? I don't think so.
Bro, Dana's
I don't-
gonna give. Bro,
I
Dana's
think
gonna
those
give him
guys,
that fight,
I
bro.
think those guys would give him hell for that. You know why? Ready? Because you have next pay-per-view, Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. Those are that's number 3 and number 4 right there. The guys who win that fight get another title shot too.
Bro, Dana
But
don't
listen,
give a shit.
ready?
You know how much money
Ready?
Dana gonna make if Conor fights at
Ready?
the
Next title
champion.
fight. I get it. Conor makes the most money. He's the money fight, and everybody knows that. That's why Chandler's fighting him.
But it's just not the right thing to do.
But it is not the right thing to do. But listen to this: if Islam loses to Charles, I think that's a good fight to make. If Conor wins and Islam loses, Conor and Islam.
Conor and Islam.
If Islam loses to Charles,
Yeah, but that's you're
Okay.
talking about 2 fights right there. That's minimum 2 years, right?
no. You've been seeing how these guys have
Okay,
been
let's
fighting.
say a year.
A year, I'd say
A year.
year to year and a half, even. You're right.
Year and a half,
Because
right? Because
for
they're
all
gonna
these
want
fights
about
to
a
play
year in
out.
between those fights.
I get it.
So year and a half, right? So year and a
But
half.
imagine that.
Well, how old is gonna be Conor at
Imagine
that
that.
point?
You think Khabib come to the corner to play
Well,
back
no.
to his corner?
Khabib is gonna be in the corner, but here's
Well,
the
he
question.
hasn't been in his corner.
How
for
old is gonna be
the last
Conor
fight.
at that point?
That's a good question.
So what's gonna most likely happen if he wins against Chandler? It's gonna be like this: 6 months from now, you're doing the
I don't-
fucking belt fight.
I'm gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy watching Conor McGregor, but it makes me sad to watch him on the Ultimate Fighter and still being like that party dude, and fucking drinking whiskey and just wilding out. And it's
Because
like, damn.
that's him, though.
I get it.
You know,
Oh, that's for sure. He still might.
do you think he's gonna give up the spotlight like that, bro? Come on, man. He's gotta find another avenue of.
Because this is the thing. He's talked about it a lot. I mean, this is him talking shit. This is Conor McGregor, right? But he said, like, before, like, they asked him on a podcast, like, oh, how do you like, after you made the Mayweather fight, like, why'd you keep going? You don't need money. And he's like, bro, I got silk sheets, Egyptian cotton, I got it all. But I don't got that belt. And that's what I want.
Yeah, bro.
And I believe, and listen, I believe that to be like someone
He
like
had
Conor
2
McGregor,
belts.
I get it, but to be someone like Conor McGregor or Islam or Charles, any of these champions, right? You have to have that drive that is just beyond money. I believe so. Not necessarily
Yeah.
for fame, but for like.
I think Conor's drive at this point is for fame, bro.
Okay.
I think that's what Conor's is because, like, if you take
I
Islam,
mean,
you take
I
fucking,
could
you
agree
take
with that,
you take
in a
Khabib, you
sense.
take Islam. I think Khabib and Islam are pretty much on the same fucking wavelength. They don't give a shit. They're just gonna fight, defend the fucking title, and then they're just gonna come in
Go
and
back
say,
home
okay, I'm
and pray.
retiring. You know what I mean? Go back home and pray, right? Like I'm retiring. I don't give a shit about the fame. I made my money. My family's all set. We got
Khabib.
our investments. You know, like I don't give a shit.
Khabib.
Like I did my job and
you
I'm
don't-
out.
You don't think if Khabib stayed for a little longer, he would have cemented his GOAT status? Yes, and he could have, but he was like, fuck it.
Well, who he would have fought? It would have been the same fucking guys he already fought. Same guys. Well, exception of Oliveira, because I don't think he ever fought Oliveira.
Oliveira would have came in. He could have fought his teammate. That's happened before.
I don't think they roll that way though.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean,
either.
most
don't
of
think
those
they
guys
would
will.
that way.
They
I
would
don't
fight
think.
each other.
Marab won't fight Sterling.
Yeah, but see, since what's his name was coming up, since Makhachev
And
was
it's a
coming
very
up,
similar story.
so since Makhachev was coming up, Khabib, it would have been Makhachev against Khabib, and Khabib would never fought that fight. So he kind of retired by knowing that that the belt is gonna stay within the
In the camp.
proverbial family in a
Yeah.
camp, right? So that's the reason probably why Khabib was like, this is a good time for me to retire. He could have gone one more
I agree
fight,
with that. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And then retired, which would have put eventually.
So this is the fight that needed to be made that was made but never played out because during COVID he couldn't get out of Russia. Tony Ferguson. At that time,
but there was a thing with Tony Ferguson where they had the fight scheduled 4 fucking times, and every time Ferguson had to fucking pull out because of
it wasn't only Ferguson pulling out. What do you mean?
What I thought it was.
Khabib couldn't get out of Russia multiple times, from what I remember.
It's because I know Ferguson had injuries and shit. That's why they canceled all that stuff. But then Tony Ferguson, you know.
Now we look at Tony Ferguson as the old legend. But back 5 years ago when this was going down, that's a different story.
Yeah, and back then Khabib was mopping the floor with everyone. Too,
I get it, but like even if you ask Khabib, that's one of the guys he says like I needed to have beat. Khabib, that's a legend in that division.
Khabib's hardest fight he ever had was with fucking Justin Poirier. That's the hardest fight he ever had.
So Dustin Poirier, you think?
Dustin Poirier.
Well, had him in that guillotine in the begining.
Yeah, Dustin Poirier, I think, was the hardest fight.
He said, Dustin think I'm going to tap in front of my father?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, because Khabib was never put in that kind of situation.
He said Justin
before.
Gaethje hit him the hardest, though.
Justin Gaethje hit him the hardest.
The leg kicks were like the hardest he's ever been hit.
Well, he's known for hitting super hard.
Yeah, Justin
but he
like
pieced him out, bro. He pieced him out on him.
Yeah.
And Poirier was the only one that actually pushed back. Not even Conor. And they're saying that Islam is stronger than fucking Khabib.
I actually went and watched the Conor and Khabib fight very recently. I watched it within the last week.
Khabib had one good punch there.
One very good punch that rocked Conor. Besides that, not really much on the standing. Just a lot of mauling on the floor. Conor hit him a few times standing. It wasn't as much as a mauling as I remembered it was. I'll tell you that much. The fight up till the finish was, I mean, Khabib was winning because of the control, but it wasn't as like one-sided as I remember it being.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 4th round finish. So
yeah,
it went pretty.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Poirier put out the biggest fight for Khabib.
Yeah.
The only person that can see
that is the official reason they gave for why they didn't fight, because Khabib couldn't get out of Russia. Mm. Yeah, for UFC 249, he wasn't allowed to leave Dagestan because of COVID.
Well, that's 249, but there are a couple of them scheduled. I think 3 or 4 times they scheduled the same fight. I think one time Ferguson pulled out due to injury.
Well, they might have scheduled it, but let me see. There's a multiple. That needed to have happened, though. That should have happened.
Oliveira and Khabib would have been interesting.
Because we all know Tony wasn't tapping enough.
Nah,
Tony was going to break an arm, get choked out, put to sleep.
And he would have gotten put to sleep, you know?
Yeah, he would. I mean, you guys seen that clip with him and Charles Oliveira with the armbar? Oh, my God. That thing is nasty. Just watching him, and then he's like already yanking it all the way back, and he's like, "Oh, I've hit the canvas already." You know what that means? Whoop, right under the arm and goes back again, and Tony still doesn't tap. The round literally finished like that.
Oliveira, like I liked Oliveira's last show, like Oliveira, you know, back to normal Oliveira, you know, and I think what's gonna happen is next fight is probably gonna be Oliveira probably is going to get the chance again to go against Makhachev.
Yeah, so Tony did have an injury at one point. And then Khabib not being able to leave Russia on multiple occasions, actually, it looks like.
Well, let's see what's going to happen. I really want to see fucking Gaethje win. Not Gaethje, but Poirier. If anyone out of that entire division, Poirier deserves that shit, bro.
I think
he's probably one of the nicest, most humblest like guys.
It's not only that. I think Gaethje is very like nice, but my thing about Dustin is he's been there so long.
Like he deserves anything.
And Gaethje's been there very long. Like for example, you look at their last 6 fights. Their last 6 fights, they have 2 losses, and they're both to the same guys: Charles Oliveira and Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and their other 4 fights are all wins against the same guys. and
it's got to be them.
The difference is, okay, Poirier fought Chandler last. right? And then Gaethje fought Fiziev.
Mm-hmm.
Both fucking top dudes, and then just finish them. Or not finish. Fiziev went the distance, I think, actually.
Well, what's gonna happen? I think they're both gonna fight, and
They won.
I think Poirier is gonna take it. I think it's.
I believe Poirier will take it.
Yeah, even though Gaethje hits like a fucking.
I think I believe him to be the more technical fighter. He's got the more established ground game as well.
Yeah, he's better at jiu-jitsu and grappling.
Yeah, and you're right. He is like a truck. I think they both hit like a truck. I mean, the way we saw fucking Poirier putting out McGregor.
Yeah.
Clocked his ass. That was crazy watching.
Your wife's in me DMs. Yeah,
no,
bitch.
that was when he broke his leg.
Yeah, that's when he broke his leg. Your wife's in me DMs.
When he was knocked out, he just was like in the corner of the game, just sitting there. But yeah, when he broke his leg, he's like,
yeah, it's Khabib's fucking.
Your wife's in me DMs. Hey baby, hey baby.
but
he said he regretted that.
Of course he did.
Yeah, I saw that clip too where
he said it's like the adrenaline in the moment, like I just was in kill mode.
Yeah, except he got killed.
Yeah, he got killed.
Yeah. But McGregor, man, see, this is what happens, man. The taller and the bigger you are, the harder you fucking fall. Like, I don't think McGregor is gonna be able to recover. I think Chandler is gonna fucking put a beating on him.
No, I don't believe so. I think if we can get a good McGregor in that cage.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I saw this clip. They were talking about. Did they tell you what weight we're gonna fight? And Chandler's like, no, I mean, I'll fight at whatever. He goes, it's gonna be at 185. And he goes, I'll fight at 185. And McGregor looks like, you'll do what you're told. I was like, bro, why you gotta be so rude? Oh, that clip like we talked about the other day when he was with Mayweather, and Mayweather's like, as a gentleman, today's your birthday. I want to wish you happy birthday. And he nods and okay. And then he stands up.
The mic.
On the count of 3, I want everybody to say, fuck Floyd Mayweather. 1, 2, 3 in that whole fucking stadium. Fuck Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I think that the dynamic between those guys was hilarious. It went really well. I believe so. We got an entertaining fight.
That gypsy blood is strong in Conor. Like he's got that. Yeah. Like just, if anything, he's definitely the champion of shit talking. Like nobody's got it better than him.
Nobody does it better than him.
Nobody. Patty Pimbleto's getting there.
No.
Patty's getting there.
See, there's a few guys I can say, and that guy isn't even on top 10 for me. Patty Pimblett is all talk, all fucking talk. He's number 25 for a reason, okay? I know. For example, the actual Irish guy coming up legit, Ian Machado Gary. That guy's fucking legit. Like, straight up.
Shit talking?
No.
I'm talking about shit talking champions.
See, I see a meme the other day. I kept saying it actually. It's like what Patty Pimblett wants to be, or what Patty Pimblett thinks he is, and it shows a picture of Ian Gary. Because Ian could probably talk like Patty and get away with it, because he fucking backs it up. But Patty, with that last fight against Gordon, we all saw that robbery.
Yeah.
We all saw that
was a straight up robbery.
Gordon hit him with that right hand over and over and over and over and over and over. Like,
so who would you say is the champions in shit talking?
Conor McGregor.
Well,
but who else? For example, Chael Sonnen is corny as fuck. So but he is one of the guys who definitely started
it. He never
it.
Cursed when he was shit talking. He never cursed.
Whatever.
He said it in an interview.
Chael Sonnen?
Yeah.
And none of the things he never cursed. The things he said about Brazil, I think you could classify those as curse words. But like he does a lot of talking, and then I don't know. Those are some of the guys that come to my mind.
Some of the guys, that's just one guy, bro. Who else?
Chael Sonnen and Conor McGregor.
Who else? I think, but fucking what John Jones got a little bit of it in him, especially when some. Just.
You know I'm gonna win. You know I'm gonna win. I love that shit when he's got Michael Johnson pressed up against the cage.
Yeah.
And he's literally got him one hand gripped, both the legs tied up, and the guy's hand is behind his back, and he's pressuring so much in the cage that he can't really do more. And so the guy's just trying to turtle, and he's smashing his face. Bro, you know I'm gonna win. Stop it. You know I'm getting the belt. You know, he's like literally saying that in the cage. You know I'm taking the belt. And he's like fighting.
He's funny. He's just funny.
Kobe Covington talks a lot of fucking shit. He's not very good at it.
But he does talk a lot of shit.
I think
with his fucking MAGA hats and all that.
I will say this: he was good enough at it in the sense that it kept his contract. So, hey,
well, they told him, right? I think it was you who said.
Jake Paul, would you guys consider Jake Paul trash talker?
Oh shit! But that's not really. That's barely a fighter.
Yeah, I know, but he is a trash talker.
That's.
I want to. Oh, I heard the Nate Diaz fight was canceled, right?
I have no idea.
That's what I heard.
As far as I knew, it was still going on.
Okay.
Nate Diaz waiting for that paycheck.
Yeah.
Didn't come through. I'll be back. Anybody want water or something?
Can you grab me another one, brother? Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a skill that comes from there.
Yeah, that is a skill.
Literally is his trade. The girls talk shit, bro. Ronda Rousey and Home talked hella shit. Oh, not Valentina Shevchenko, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, some shit like that. She talks hella shit. She's going against Rose, like humble girl, and she's like in her face, like fucking like a monster face. That shit was crazy. Yeah. Joanna talks a lot of shit. Fuck. I feel like there's just so many fighters given right over. John Jones and DC talked hella shit to each other. That was funny. Yeah, I love that clip of you still there, pussy? And you see DC just has to grin and go, yeah. Yeah, I'm still here. That shit's hilarious. I beat you when I did cocaine. Motherfucker.
Oh, man.
I don't know. You know who I consider, he doesn't really shit talk towards other people, but he's a mic master. The Black Beast. Mr. Derek Lewis. Why you took your shorts off? My balls was hot.
No filter, just
my balls was hot.
Pops up in his head and blurts out. Yep,
he's hilarious, and he actually he does that shit on purpose. He called out one of the girl fighters. I forgot who it was. The other day I saw him in a clip. Yeah, he's like talking all shit. He's like, you know who I want next? And he says one of the girl UFC fighters, I want her next. She been talking shit, or some shit like that. I don't know. He's hilarious. Derek Lewis is fucking hilarious. I don't know. Trying to like go through the divisions. Davison Figueiredo. No, I'm good. Davison with Brandon talks some shit, and I love Brandon just sitting there smiling at him. That shit was the best. And Davison was talking shit because of their relationship with SOOOO. Something about. So Brandon went to go train with somebody that SOOOO wasn't fond of, and then Davison like got on SOOOO's side about it and was all bitchy and shit. Brandon's called out SOOOO.
Yeah.
Brandon Moreno. He said, "I want to fight Henry SOOOO at 135." He's like, no belts in the line. I just want to fight you, straight up. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that'd be a good fight.
That would be a good fight.
That'd be a really entertaining fight. Because I feel like Brandon's one of those guys that, like, for example, that last fight ended pretty early, but he seems to be one of the guys that, for me, picks up as he goes on, but he seems more in the zone as the fight goes on.
Yeah.
I was kind of pissed about that stoppage. Yeah, he won, but it's a technical stoppage because of the doctor, and considered a KO because he did the damage, blah, blah. But it's a little annoying. You know what I mean? And then, but it was even more annoying, actually, I'd say, was Davison complaining, oh, it was a thumb in the eye. You watch it, and so the grip is like this, and it's this knuckle here that hits him, because he does a looping left, and the knuckle hits him, and he thought it was a finger in the eye, because he's complaining, my eye hurts. But no, he hit him what would be considered clean.
Yeah. Now, to me, like, I get that. That is fucking wrong, and you deserve, if you thumbed somebody in the fucking eye, and it was not an accident, you deserve to be DQ'd, and the guy deserves to win. But when you're going out there and you fucking bitching and it's not a thumb, and you clearly know that it's not a thumb. Like, I mean, does it hurt yet? Was it a fucking really
He might have
thumb?
thought in the moment it was. I think he genuinely probably thought he got thumbed in the face. I think he did.
Yeah. And then there's another thing. Like, I don't like that when, like, a lot of those guys, they'll go like this with their open fingers because, they're closing, right? But during that time, they know well themselves that can fucking poke them in the eye, and they still fucking do it.
Most of the guys do that.
Yeah.
And it's partially the gloves' fault. The gloves. I listened to Joe Rogan. He's talking about basically that the gloves, the way that when you put your hands in those gloves, they automatically like resting position is kind of like this.
Yeah, they open
versus
up
like
your
if I
hand.
bring you my MMA gloves, they curve your hands automatically. And then he was telling me about some. He was not me. He was telling some guy about that. There's some gloves that one of the big MMA coaches designed. That's like the glove that they should be using. That he doesn't
Why
understand.
don't they?
I don't know. I really don't understand. My thing is that they don't even use like Venom branded gloves. Like their attire is Venom branded, but the gloves are actual UFC branded gloves. Like they don't have nothing to do with Venom. I don't think they do.
So, Miggy, can you pull up
For
those
gloves too? I know their attire has to be it, but I'm not sure if the gloves do. The gloves don't have any markings for Venom, at least.
Just has UFC on them.
Yeah, it just says UFC on the top.
Yeah.
They always have.
Now, can you pull up those gloves that coach designed or whatever the fuck it was?
I got you. You got it, Miggy, or you want me to do it?
I don't know who the guy is. Trevor Whitman?
Yes, Trevor. Yeah. You might have to turn that monitor so we can see it, but yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Hey guys, I see there's a one or two people or a few people watching us. How does everything sound? We made a couple we basically added a whole new device to the setup to make not necessarily things more clean, but function a little better. I want to know if it sounds better, worse, louder, more quiet. What's up with it? Now we have like an actual EQ we can mess with and all that stuff. Before it was kind of just like how it is how it is.
Yeah. Were you able to pull up, Miggy?
There's not many pictures of them, but
I've never actually seen him, if I'm honest with you. I've just heard about this.
it's lagging the shit out of the stream now.
Here, you want me to pull it up on this computer?
Yeah, try that.
And then everybody can still see it. Quítame el cinete para que no vean.
Let's see what we're looking at.
Yeah, so I think they're these ones.
It's very similar to what you have.
Yes.
Oh, I see the difference.
But the main difference,
I see
just
the
like
difference.
mine actually, but
Yeah.
I think these are even a little more, is that they sit, it's just like mine, yeah.
Yeah.
They sit with a straight up curve, right? Versus the MMA ones have the fingers with the padding, and then the actual padding doesn't have a curve to it. It's more flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are nice. The only thing that's bad about these gloves is you need to break them in very well.
Yeah.
So that when you ball your fist up, the curve goes well with your fist. I noticed with my MMA gloves, I haven't broken them in enough yet. And a lot of times when I'm using them, the padding, because it has that curve to it, and it doesn't want to have the flexibility with my hand, it wants to go up.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got a cut right here the other day from it.
Yeah. I can see how this could be a thing.
Yeah,
But
and
then-
and Joe Rogan was saying you can still grapple normal.
Pull up a regular MMA gloves. Huh?
So this is like your normal UFC glove. You see how this padding is just flat, not necessarily 100%.
But that's what I'm saying, because This is I think the other one has more padding than this does.
Yeah.
Yes, they do have more padding, probably, but that's something they could change if they want less padding. You know, it's for the punches to be a little cleaner, but they can still use the same style where it's curved, where it forces your hands down. Because a lot of fighters like to have their hands like this, and I understand it because a lot of guys when they do extension, they throw the punch and go whoop, right at the end, and it's when they ball their fist up, and you see that a lot. And they're still going to be able to do that, but instead of having their hands naturally like this, their hands are going to feel like this, and it's just going to be how the gloves pushes it. And if they're going to need to grapple and do this, they still can with those gloves.
Yeah, but then they have to push it back because it naturally curves this way.
Think of it as the same way as the same pressure you're going to have to push back as the same pressure you were doing with those gloves to go like this to grapple someone. It's actually, in a sense, working against your grip.
So
to establish it, maybe to open your hand, but I think of it, if that glove has a natural curve to it, it's actually going to help me keep the grip.
Hold
in
on
a sense. Yeah, it's going to, in a sense, that I would think it would apply an additional pressure. Not actually help, right? Because it's so little, but it's not actually going to negate.
Could be. It could be an advantage for the grapplers.
That's the question I have. Is how is it going to affect grappling at all? If it does, how would it? What does it make?
Because right now, obviously, this gets in the way because you have to exert more strength.
Yes.
I don't know. Interesting. I think they should all just go bare knuckle.
I think so. For example, you see a lot of some of the kickboxing fights will still have the shin guards on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the gloves. Okay, makes sense. And then you watch like Muay Thai. Okay, gloves with no shin. Okay, why glove the hands and not the feet?
The legs. Yeah.
Well,
that was always a
back in the days. It was just a rope. They would just wrap the rope.
Oh yeah,
and
like
just go
old
at
fashioned
it.
Muay Thai. Yeah, they had the ropes. But you know what I mean, like.
Eddie, could you full screen him?
Yeah, I got you. That's exactly what I'm doing now. There you go. Joe Rogan was saying the same thing, that they should be doing bare knuckle. They really should. I get
Thing
and
about
like
bare knuckles is fucks up your hands.
So this is my thing. As most fighters usually get pretty like crazy like callous on their knuckles, right? Like for me, it's pretty hard to break a knuckle because of all the boxing I did. But you build that up, right? The thing that actually sucks with bare knuckle is the other person's face. Because you watch bare knuckle boxing, the amount of cuts that those guys get are substantially
nasty,
more.
Nasty.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, even with gloves. Yeah. Yes, it does.
This thing in a bare knuckle, you break your hands and then you back to back. You don't.
The breaking
it gets to a point where. Yeah, it's the whole hand. Yeah.
The padding, like you saw on those UFC gloves, very little padding. They still wrap their hands in bare knuckle boxing to help with the breaking. So they still wrap their hands. Yeah, they do actual. Yeah. I mean, they had big names. Eddie Alvarez fighting. Fuck, what's his name?
But those guys are on another fucking level.
Well, they're former UFC fighters that were fighting. Actually.
Yeah, but those guys, like the punches that they take and deliver is just a little. Van Zandt.
Oh, I think bare knuckle female fighters.
Paige Van Zandt. I don't know why
UFC
Paige did that
fighters.
because I think Paige Van Zandt has a very lucrative
I think,
OF.
bare knuckle
OF
UFC
thing going
or
for
bare
herself.
knuckle female fighters are way better looking than UFC.
I don't know,
fighters.
man. I mean, if you make a couple of
Yes.
mil a month.
Or the girls that the slap ones.
Yes.
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 The Paige Van Zandt is actually, if you pull her up, Paige Van Zandt, she's in one of the other UFC fighters that's super pretty. And she was smart right off the get. She's like, "Oh, you want to tell me men will pay me for my OnlyFans just because I'm a fighter? Bet."
I've never seen it before.
A lot of those female fighters, a lot of them have OF, bro. A lot of them have OF.
You think Amanda's gonna start one now?
How many people gonna pay for Amanda's OF?
I'm sure you'd be surprised.
Lesbian females.
Bro, if porn industry depended on females, they'd go bankrupt overnight, bro. It's all the men
Yeah.
that support that shit. I don't know.
Yep.
Take a quick post real quick.
But
What
yeah.
else? What else do you guys think is supported by men more than females? Like businesses or whatever.
40 F-150s.
What else is supported among men?
Yeah.
Entire infrastructure.
I'd say alcohol probably majority.
Yeah.
Alcohol and tobacco?
I don't know about tobacco.
I'd even say tobacco.
You even say tobacco? I'd say alcohol. The reason being is like the club infrastructure forces most of the time men to buy alcohol.
Clubs
So you'd have to
literally depend on
include
men
that.
going out there.
You have to include that. It's not just liquor stores here. The amount of
Men
the amount of
literally
liquor
probably
consumed
support
in clubs and
majority
those-
of shit on the world. Men literally pay for a majority of the shit in the world. Like, we don't buy as many fucking products, but everything else, like the infrastructure, houses, cars, all of that stuff.
I wonder what's the stat on like basic shit like water.
Women.
Women, you think?
Yeah.
women?
Because we'll drink out of the fucking garden hose.
Yeah,
They won't touch
I ain't
it.
drinking a fucking garden
Bro,
hose.
if there was a fucking drought, you would drink out of a garden hose.
No, fuck
You would
her.
not
I
like
go-
it, but you
I
would
go
drink
to the
it.
7-Eleven, bro.
Get out of here. What do you mean?
I'm not drinking that no more. I've never drank out of garden hose in my life.
I think I have
It
when I was
shows.
legit.
It shows.
Yeah.
I don't remember drinking out of no garden hose.
No, all I'm trying to say.
I remember refreshing myself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, a girl will make the trip to fucking nearest 7-Eleven to buy that bottle of water.
I would
Or
too.
guy, as a
Smart
guy,
water,
I'd be like,
bottle of
what?
smart water.
Wait, me going to 7-Eleven to get water? There's a whole fucking hose out here? I'm doing the hose. Might
That's just
taste a little
la-
rubbery.
That's not called
but
being a man. That's called being lazy.
Nah, it's just being like it is what it is. I don't know, but I think guys pay for a lot of shit. I think guys pay for majority of shit, and I think it's expected of guys to do that. You know, not so much in the Western world anymore because everybody wants that 50-50 relationship, which fucking, I think, in my opinion, is a hoax. Never fucking exists, but it is what it is, you know? Guess what? If one gender, let's say men or women, decided to fucking just go and quit working and just be like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom or I want to be a stay-at-home dad, what a corporation's going to do? They're going to have to lower the prices. Well, how no? Yeah, they would lower the prices if there's no demand. Yeah, but if nobody's paying for your product because it's too expensive, what do you have to do? First, you put that shit on sale. Then you're like, okay, we're going to drop the prices because nobody paying for it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, well, how
But,
much less they would do? Because let's say if you're a household and you need to buy chicken, right, for the household, and one of them is working, one of them is not, you would still need to buy 2 packs of chicken, which would cost you a lot more than buying 1 pack of chicken.
The one not working won't eat.
The one not working won't eat.
Nah,
Well,
but I
all
do
I'm
feel
trying
like
to
I've seen
say,
more
all I'm
females
trying
in
to say,
Teslas
all
than
this,
males.
all this thing was very, very like perfectly planned and executed. You know, tax money. Obviously, as a government or as a corporation, you want that tax money. You want that extra spending. You want to sell your house for a lot more than what it's worth. You know, and it just the entire environment promotes that, right? So, I mean, it's a
Okay.
good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time. Like there's no like there's like, you know, people are always looking for equality. There's really never really equality. You know, always something has to give. You know, there's overcorrection in every which way you look. So, but anyway, guys, what do you think about fucking Kennedy? Jr.
I am uncultured
Right, he's
swine.
been pushing, especially
that.
on Twitter. He went out there and talking about guns and stuff like that. And somebody came out and said, well, "What do you know about gun violence?" He looked at them and was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, literally, my uncle was shot in the middle of a fucking Dallas street. Like, what do you mean? What do I know about gun violence? Yeah. But you can't take away that there's two people that have been shot in his family. I don't know who's the other one, but I know there's two.
Yeah.
Well, that's even more. But the point is, what do you guys think about him? Because right now we're dealing with the shit sandwich.
All right,
fire.
ready? So I want you to give me your very, very simplistic breakdown of Biden, Trump, and then give me a breakdown of him. And then we'll go to DeSantis as well.
When you say breakdown, what do you mean?
Like, because I want to see, like, how you're comparing these people, right? Because these are the people we're, like, comparing, right? The presidential candidates, right? In what way do you want me to think about him? Because I have no idea what kind
So
of
I have
person he
one
is.
word for Joe Byron.
You get what I'm saying, Alex?
I have one word for Joe Byron. Dementia. I have one word for Donnie. Clown. One word for Kennedy. Unfortunately, best option.
Unfortunately, best option.
You know what I mean?
What would you say?
Well, who else? Who else that can get the votes? It's all about getting votes. No one else is going to be able to get the votes. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to... Yeah, but I think Kennedy's a little more actually. He does identify as Democrat and liberal, but he's more in the middle. He's more in the middle. Libertarian, there you go. But he's more libertarian. Yes. He's more. Yes. Yep. So that's what I'm saying.
Biggie, I'll get the blanket, bro. Let me get it.
Miggy's cold, guys. We're trying to get a blanket for him. So that's what I'm saying. Because I mean, who else? Who else is out there that can possibly get votes? No one. I would like to see what's his name. Eddie Chang. What was his name? The Asian dude from Philadelphia. Andrew Chang. Yeah, from Philadelphia, I think. Right. That'd be interesting to see.
The bird. I'm sorry, Jay.
That's hilarious.
Noah's copying the bird.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
So Andrew Chang would be interesting because he was trying to offer like a universal income for all type of deal, which wouldn't have fucking changed shit. I think because we saw that with the minimum wage increase, prices just went whoop. Well, what do you mean? Florida's by.
You're talking about Florida here. You got to remember federal minimum wages. I didn't know this till the other day. They had to school me on this. I was thinking, damn, like I remember like, when I was in high school making $8.25, like blah blah blah, and they were like, well, people are still making it. I go, what? And they're like, yeah, look up federal minimum wage.
It's $8.25.
$7.50.
$7.50. Okay, that's fine. But how many states are paying
20.
that? 25 states.
I thought it was
still
20.
paying.
I thought, or no. So I think it's 30 states have got their own. 20 of them are still at $7.50, and 5 of them have yet to even make a law about it.
So 5 states technically don't have a.
Don't even have a law.
Their own minimum wage.
They don't even
law.
have their own. They just abide by a federal $7.50.
So
15 have just made their own law, but it's still $7.50. And then that's the last time I looked what the stat was.
Yeah, but I get it. But what I'm trying to say, it's only 5 states that run in the federal minimum wage. Everybody else has a law, whether it's good or bad.
They have a law that still abides by federal minimum wage. You see what I'm saying?
It doesn't abide by federal minimum wage. It abides by its own law.
$7.25. There you go.
Yeah. So the point.
Wait, they don't have to abide by federal either? What?
So then, the point here is that states have their own federal minimum. I mean, their own minimum wage laws. It doesn't really matter what the federal minimum wage is because states gonna do what they want to do. So we can talk about federal minimum wage, where in reality no one really pursuing it.
Wait, but then you look at what he said. So you actually do have 16 states that are basically do abide by the federal law set in place, which is 725, plus Puerto Rico.
Abide
Yes, because
abide by it, or they've created laws that resemble it.
because like he said,
Abide by it means that they're like, yes, we're gonna take this as the rule and go with it.
If you want to look at it and if you want to look at it in that way, nobody abides by it.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's why federal wage doesn't mean shit. That's my point.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, but in the case of those 5 states, it doesn't matter, right? There you go. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but the point is that they can't get that many people because if it was able to do, they would have done it, and those 5 states would not have those kind of laws, which technically comes down to.
Everybody ignore me. I'm not doing nothing.
So, don't worry about it right now. We can figure that shit out during the other during next Sunday. We'll have that next Sunday. We don't have to do this on the stream right now.
It's still not gonna work though.
What do you mean?
We need it. We need a darker. We need a darker. We need something black or dark that's gonna cover it, bro. Just don't worry about it right now. We'll figure it out next Sunday. That's gonna seep through anyway. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, get them blackout curtains, those hotel curtains that have the fucking cellophane in the back. You know what I mean? Like. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, like, minimum wage increase is not gonna do shit because if they know they can extract more money, they're just gonna increase the prices. It's just not going to do anything.
Just hang it on top.
Yes, and here also they said, "Fuck you, we're gonna implement machines." Oh no, I'm talking about the cashiers. I'm talking about the cashiers, like the ones that are in the front.
Does that help? I think it did, right? Yeah, look how I can actually
Yeah, so what?
see your skin tone.
So what?
See my true color now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But at the end of the day, it's still gonna be machines, and that's gonna be the end of that. So all those. Oh no.
I saw a little old man walk into McDonald's once, and he got so mad because they didn't want to take his order, and he didn't know how to use the machine. That he just left. He was just like, "I'll go through the drive-through." Yeah, he just walked out and drove through the drive-through. The lady even said, "I'll help you use the machine," and he said, "No, I don't even want to deal with it."
But see, this is the thing. Like, unfortunately, progress doesn't stop. It's gonna continue moving. Like, so do we complain about this shit or do we adapt?
We gotta adapt.
This is something I heard very a while ago, and a very good example of it is my father. I think not the best, but
well, he's kind of the best father you ever had.
Well, yeah, there you go. But I'm saying the example of like all these. I've seen a lot of old people. Right, I worked at Best Buy. I've seen a lot of old people come in. Like, technology moves so fast, and just like I can't keep up. Like, you see, I still have my flip phone or whatever the fuck it may be. And my father once told me, if you spend hour every month looking at, oh, this is happening or this is happening, da, 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 you can keep up.
Yes.
You can keep up.
100%.
And not even looking into it or learning or whatever. You spend an hour. I get it. Comparatively, it's very, very, yeah. Uh-huh. You won't be left behind. Yeah, you won't get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
My
And all it is just fucking experience, really.
And another thing my dad taught me, I feel like applies to this. Not necessarily that he applied it to this, but definitely does. My dad was one of those guys that we would get something when I was a kid or whatever, and we'd get home, try and start building it. And it was something that I would think, even as a child, is something simple. He'd be like, no, let me read the instructions.
Yeah, yeah.
And he would sit there and look through the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And he used to do that with everything.
I do that shit right now. First thing I do is
Usually
open a
that's
package,
what I
look
do.
at the fucking instructions.
Usually that's how I work things now, because you know something? I've learned that sometimes you don't look at the instructions of something. Oh, you think I know worse? And then a week later you find the instruction book. For some reason you start looking through it and like, oh, this actually does this that I didn't even know about, or whatever it may be. Yeah.
I don't read the instructions. I need to start doing that, but I don't do that shit.
You
I
should.
just open up the box, put whatever it is together.
Let's see this. I think
That's
this
why,
is.
and that's why you built that thing backwards, and Gabriela hit her head.
You're right. I can't even complain. You're right.
But see, this. I think this is what's happening with older generation. Older gen is like, fuck this. I'm fine with what I got. And for this fucking 10 years, they'll have the same exact fucking phone, same exact thing. Well, the younger people, they're a little more proactive about changing their stuff along with times, right? Like, let's just take phones. Every 2 years, I change my phone. It doesn't matter what happens. I always update my phones. I always change them. So I can get used to exactly what's going on. Am I going to use the full fucking scope of iPhones, create your own little fucking screen thing with your pictures and a wall clock and all that shit? No. I'm not.
The widgets, they implement
Little widgets and all that shit? Not.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
I've done that on Androids.
You know-
Even on Androids, that shit was fucking annoying.
No, actually, so I remember I had an Android. I had the Galaxy S5. It was when the 5 came
yeah,
out.
you could do that shit on
And
Androids.
you could do it still back then, right? And I
Yes.
actually used it, right? And I remember when it came out for Apple, it was recently, so it was one of those things where it's like, I haven't used this in 10 years. I've been functioning without it. Don't use it.
Yeah, so no, but my point is this, like,
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Alex?
well, see, here's the thing. With that stuff, it's the idea, oh, well, I can make this. Are you going to do it? No, but I can. So if you can, but you're not going to do it, what the fuck does that even matter if you can or not, if you're not doing it? You know what I mean? Yeah, well, like you also got people that bang. Yeah, but then you also got people that bang their head against the wall. Doesn't mean I'm going to bang my head against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, the point what I'm trying to say is, like, we younger people, we upgrade our shit more often. Older people, they're like, no, I have this phone. Like, for example, my mom. If I don't buy her a new fucking phone, she'll be fine with her phone for the next 20 fucking years. You know what I mean? And that's where the issue lies. Like, you got to constantly upgrade these things. Unfortunately, these things cost fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do it to stay in touch with the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and... Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I had my MacBook until they wouldn't be able to update. After that, I was like, well, I don't fucking use a MacBook anymore. There's no point of paying another $1,500 just to get a MacBook. I'm just going to buy this Windows computer for my work, and that's the only thing I use. And now I use my phone more than anything. Like,
that shit about how, Windows computer lasts like 2 to 3 years. The MacBook lasts you 5-6 years. That's just absolute fucking bullshit.
which part?
That people say, the Mac computers last way more.
They do. My computer is 11 years. Well,
I
now
get
it's more.
I get it'll last that long, but all these computers will last that long if you take care of them.
Yeah, but see, the thing is with MacBooks, you don't have to fucking take care of them.
Now you do.
What do you mean now?
Emily's MacBook is from like 2016, and it took a shit 2 to 3 years in.
Oh, in that sense. Yeah, I don't know that. So like
Maybe the older ones were probably built a little
they're
harder,
bulletproof. Yeah.
and you're not doing any updates on it, so it's just staying on how it was.
We were literally just talking about that with trucks. How his dad's brand new truck is already having fucking transmissions issues, and there's old trucks everywhere that'll last forever.
Yeah, cause see the thing is, here's a lot of times people like I think there's a common misconception. Do newer trucks or cars break down more often? Possibly. But I think the reason that's happening is because the amount of fucking technology that's crammed into them. Because back in the days, the trucks were fucking roll down windows, little knob to turn the fucking
You're only wrong about one little
AM,
part.
FM.
It's not possibly that. It's absolutely that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so when you cram that much technology, then overall, if you look at it, nowadays cars are more reliable than they used to be. If you cram this much technology in old school cars, them motherfuckers will be breaking down every day. You know what I mean? Like that's the bottom line. Like they're actually more reliable now than they used to be back in the day. So like yeah, you take Toyota, that bitch fucking that bitch will go 300,000 miles on without an oil change on an engine. You know what I mean? But that's just Toyota engine, right?
And a Honda. Honda would do it.
Well, Honda, from what I understand, talking to Peruano, he was saying that Hondas are like pretty bad now. Like they get a lot of issues
Now they
because
do.
because of the amount of technology. Because see, if you look at Toyota
That was the best part of your
technology.
Honda back then is how simple it is.
Yeah, like Toyota doesn't. To this day, Toyota doesn't have a lot of technology in it. To this day, they're keeping it to the minimum. Toyota is like the Apple.
Reliability is what they want.
Yeah, Toyota is like Apple. They don't fuck with it until they really, really fucking have to. And then a lot of times Toyota is lacking with design and technology specifically for that fucking reason. You know, that's why Toyota cars or Lexus will never be a Mercedes or BMW or even an Audi. You know what I mean? Like the technology and conveniences and those are so much more advanced. But I don't know, man. Have y'all seen the new GX? That thing looks
You're showing me it looks
nice, man.
I haven't seen
That thing looks nice. And I looked at the prices. So basically, they're gonna start at $60K. And they're gonna have 5 different different iterations, right? Like, and the very last one is gonna be between 86K or something like that. That's like the top of the line, and that's gonna have like fucking crawl control, all kinds of shit. Like that's for them Arab boys, you know what I mean? For the desert. You know, but like in reality in the city you don't need that. Like, so I was thinking maybe, well shit, like when he does come out, like if you can get away with getting like the base model or the second one that's gonna look a little bit rougher, you know, why not? You know what I'm saying? It looks nice. I really like it. I like the way they redesigned it, and the interior looks much better now. So
do you like how the RC 500 looks?
RC 500 RC 500 or IS 500?
No, I think
there's
it's
IS 500 LC.
There's a RC.
RC 500. There's a RCF.
There's also I think a RC 500.
I haven't seen that. I don't think there's a RC 500. There's a RCF IS 500.
Because to me it looks like a more
RC 500. Is it a 2-door?
Yeah.
Is it new?
It's like not
Let me see.
super new.
Because RC is my model.
Yeah, you got an
have
RC
the
350.
There's RC 500. I've never seen that one.
It looks a little bit more futuristic, I'd say. Yours looks more simple but more clean.
This gotta be new. Well, it's in 2022. But it looks like a RCF. That's what it looks like to me. There's LC 500. I don't. Are you talking about the LC?
Let me see.
Hold on.
Might be
Are
talking
you talking about this?
Yeah.
That's a LC 500.
I might be wrong then.
Because RC just has a RCF, which is a V8. I think it's a 5-liter engine, but
F.
yeah, RC doesn't have a 500. LC has a 500, and I've seen those. That one is wider than my car, like much
LC,
wider.
the LC was their response to the fail of the LFA.
Yes,
That's
that's
what
exactly
that is.
what it was.
That's exactly
I
what
could
it is.
see that.
It's
Yeah.
their high-end, sporty
Sporty
car, that just costs probably a third or a quarter of what the LFA cost when it came out.
Yeah,
I think it's like 70K, right? Those LCs,
100,
100.
100, 110.
Okay, so
Wouldn't pay
they're
that.
not as cheap as I thought. Okay,
Because RCF is at 70.
really.
Yeah, RCF it's
And
Not
that
F
LC
Sport,
and that LC
RCF.
doesn't come in like a 350. It only comes in the 500, right?
well, it's got a hybrid, convertible,
Okay.
and a regular. That's it. Those are the three options you have. But
Your
I mean-
camera went out, Moon.
I think we lost them completely. But what do I think about RC? I don't think it's a fucking sports car.
No. Why
No, I don't think Lexus has a sports car. They really don't. I mean, they have cars that look like sports cars,
Sporty,
but they're not
but
really
they're not
sports cars.
I-
Yeah, because
I
even if
see
you take
your-
RCF, it's very ass heavy. It's got really bad ratings on tracks as
It's
far as a
because they're
sports
not
car.
just sports cars. It's a luxury sports car.
Yeah, luxury sports car. But take Mercedes for example. They have luxury sports car. Take the fucking the coupes, the AMGs, the
But
63s.
these
know what I mean?
Lexus don't have those engines. If you put AMG in a Lexus, an AMG engine in a Lexus, and just said it was new Toyota engine, it would.
Well, technically,
work.
that F Sport line is like the AMG line for
I would
Mercedes.
argue
But
that
they
Mercedes
just don't have that power.
I would argue that the Mercedes are more boaty and probably less handling than
Than
a
a
lot of the
Lexus.
Lexuses.
That's
If you put them at the same level,
design
yeah.
itself is less sporty.
That's what I'm saying. The C63 AMGs or even the E55 AMGs or 65, whatever the fuck.
E550.
Yeah, because AMG is just a suspension package and a appearance. That's what that is. It's
And
the
a big
suspension and
engine.
steering package. The engine itself is completely something different. Like that
The
63
AMG
comes in.
Well, it depends when you're talking of like, okay, you got a C350 AMG. Yeah, that's
No,
just
that's
a
different.
bunch of
Yes.
bullshit. But
That's
if you
an
have
AMG
So that's
If
what
you have a-
package
that's
on
what
the
C-
F Sport is.
Yeah.
Like my RCF Sport is exactly that.
exactly.
It's an F Sport, which means it's an F Sport suspension and appearance.
Yeah.
Kind of like an AMG would give appearance
Yeah.
and
But
suspension. and
with an
steering.
actual C63 AMG,
Yeah.
you're getting a whole different car.
Yeah.
It's a completely different car, which what they tried to do with the RCF.
Yes.
Like, yeah, they tried to do with the F, but you take that RCF and you put it against the C63 AMG. C63 AMG is gonna blow it out the water
yeah,
on a
exactly.
straight line or on a track.
Exactly.
We're
You
talking
know?
also talking about a V8 twin turbo versus an NA V8.
That's
Mhm.
the thing. If they put a
If they put the
even
power-
a twin
I think
turbo
if-
V6 in it,
Yeah.
would be good. And
Like
they can do
GTR
it.
level
You know they
twin
can
turbo
do it.
V6, yeah.
Well, GTR level, I don't think like even at
It doesn't have to be that
Infinity
that much.
level V6 twin turbo would have taken
Like
care
the
of it.
400 Red Sport level.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the 400 Red Sport, exactly. How many Q50s do you not see out on the road?
Yeah, but the RCF is already making over 400 with
Yes,
that V8.
they are, but it's a V8. It's 450.
I
or
would
something like
I
that.
would bet I would think a from factory. We're gonna look this up, but I would bet that from factory an RCF would gap a 400 Red Sport.
You think so?
I do think so.
I don't think so.
What's that?
A 400
so.
Red Sport. I think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We can look it up. I might be wrong, but I don't
RCF
think
would
so.
gap a F Sport.
A 400 Red Sport, the Infinity with
Infinity,
the 400 horsepower.
Hmm.
Let's look at the quarter mile. I'm not even
That's a
gonna-
good
I don't
question.
I don't want to see bullshit races. Look at
Because
a
you're
quarter
taking a
mile.
lot of torque with a lot of quick pickup.
That's
Like you're
yeah, I
talking
get it.
about a cheap power versus a lot of torque.
Those V6s, and Nissan knows how to make a V6 with torque. They know how to make them.
Yeah, but they're done fucked up so many of them. Because to this day, I don't think those Infinity engines are considered good engines. They're not considered very reliable engines.
They are and they aren't at the same time, but they can safely hold
Yeah.
five something maybe almost
Well,
6.
that's
but
just a
around
chip.
there.
That's probably just a chip and a fucking exhaust, and there you have it.
The F Sport's faster.
Yeah.
F Sport's faster.
The RCF is faster.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, it's faster. I would think so with that V8. It makes over 400 horsepower.
Yeah.
But it's probably heavier.
So with the Infinity, you're looking at 13 seconds flat at 109 miles an hour, right?
The other one's probably what, 12.8, 12.6?
It's a 12.7. 12.7 at 112.
So it's a little bit faster.
Just a little bit faster.
But the price tag is probably 10K more.
Wait. At a quarter mile, over a quarter of a second is a decent amount.
Yeah. No. But what I'm saying is that the price tag is also probably about 5 to 10K more on our RCF versus the Infinity.
I don't know. Them red sports are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. For brand new, they're pretty expensive. Let's see.
And then when you come to look for aftermarket support for that engine, you think there's a lot like there is for the Infinity?
Yes. Because
I don't think so.
Yeah, but
I don't think so.
These are the Toyota engines.
Lexus is more expensive. You see more tuner and little kids and shit going for the Infinities.
Yes. But
Which
what
is
I'm
gonna
saying is, if
great
you
motor
get that
market.
RCF, are you really tuning that? Because you can't really tune it much besides putting a fucking turbo or
What?
a supercharger on it.
Yeah, right.
Well, what are you gonna tune on that engine?
On that car,
Yeah.
full bolt-ons, injectors, nice pump. It's a V8, bro. Give it the fucking shit it wants. It's from factory.
Cam.
But it's not like
on that V8 from factory. That RCF, it's on eco mode.
Yeah.
That shit's on eco mode, and so is that 400 Red Sport. It's on eco mode. I'm being for real, bro.
That's the thing. It's easier to
Now
make.
you're gonna get the same mileage you would. No, that's just probably not gonna go past 100,000 miles.
Yeah, but I just don't see. Don't see those
Sure
fucking
enough.
both engines being like American built muscle. You know what I mean? I don't think they're that.
Bro, muscle? What the fuck are you talking
It's
about? What are we
not.
gonna talk about Tietos here?
Well, it's a V8,
It's a-
bro. It's a V8.
I get it, but it's
It's
a
not an
JDM
It's a 5-liter
V8.
V8.
It's a JDM V8.
Yeah. So
If you ask Jorge, it's technically a muscle car just because it has a V8 in it.
that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think anybody can get to the fucking GTR level because their motherfuckers blew everybody out the water. There was for a minute everybody was
There's a
comparing all
reason.
the cars to
There's
GTR.
a reason that car is what it is. Like, there's no other way to put it.
Yes, I think they disgraced that name when they put the Skyline on like the G35s when it came out in Japan or wherever.
Yeah.
They disgraced that name. Like if anybody drives a G35 in Japan with the Skyline logo on it, please take it off. Please, you don't deserve it.
all our Japanese viewers, please take.
Please take it off.
You know what I think is worse? The SI is driving around with red tags.
Oh yes.
That's even worse. The
Yes.
Red Sport is a lot cheaper.
I saw an Acura TL.
It's about
It was
it's
an
about
Acura
$12,000 cheaper. The Infinity.
So here's the
And that's
question.
MSRP. So in reality, when you go to buy it, it's like $20,000 cheaper.
So here's the fucking question: Is the
Lexus.
point 3 seconds worth the fucking $12,000 or
So
$15,000?
ready? I would say that if you ask me which cars of those two I would want, it would be a very hard pick. I'm gonna be really honest with you because I would really enjoy that V6 twin turbo noises, but that V8 is nasty. That V8 is nasty.
It's ass heavy, so it's gonna throw you around a
Both
lot. You're
those
gonna have a
cars
lot
are
of the
ass heavy.
fish killing.
Both
Yeah.
those cars are just boats.
But talking about,
I
did
think
you
the
see,
RCF
have
probably
you
would
seen
have a better
the
chance
new
on a track.
400Z?
It's probably a little smaller.
Have you seen the new 400Z?
I
I
like
just
it.
saw one live in person.
They look
on
way
the
better
street.
in person.
they do.
Pictures don't
So
do it
much
justice,
nicer.
whatever. In
Yeah.
in pictures, it looks kind of, you're like, I don't know about that.
But-
And some people are like, oh, it's stupid ugly. In person,
It looks
it's a
nice.
sleek fucking car.
It is. It does look really nice.
And it's
but
not
what
as big. I
kills
thought
me
it's
is
gonna be
that it's
bigger.
No,
Yeah.
it's so small. They're still
It's a
competing.
370 with different body panels to me.
Yeah.
It's a 370 with different body
But
panels.
I think it's smaller than 370.
No,
no?
No,
it's the
no,
exact same car.
No, it's not smaller. It's not
It's the
smaller.
exact same car. If you look at it inside, everything, all the door panels on the inside, exact same car.
And that's
Shit, So
annoying.
they're done fucked up, huh? They just
And
built
you
the
know why that's
outside, but
stupid
the
annoying?
inside
Let's
kept
look
the
at
same.
the
They put a bigger engine in it.
let's look at the Z fucking history. You have the 350Z. Or no, sorry. You gotta go
It
back.
goes back. Yeah.
You gotta go back.
280.
You got 180.
180.
180. 180Z, right? Datsun still. It wasn't even
Mhm.
Nissan. Datsun 180Z. But let's talk about 2000Z, right? Fuck the 300ZX, right? Competing with the Supra. That's not what I'm talking about. Right? 350Z. Look at the interior. Okay.
It's
You
stayed
get
the same.
You get into a 370Z and you're like, why? Why you do the same shit? And then imagine getting this 2023 car and going, I'm back in 2008.
Just
Or
with
no,
the screen.
2005. Sorry.
Just with the screen.
Dude, I'm back in 2005. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Bro, and
I
I
like the
literally
car,
just
though.
I just saw before coming over here, I was going on Facebook Marketplace, a '04 350Z. Engine was non-touched except for an exhaust, 140,000 miles, and the dude was asking 13.5 for it. He had it priced for 15, and he lowered it to 13.5. And that's a '04 350Z, and I got my 370 for that price.
Get the fuck out of here. I bought my
2010
my
370
Subaru.
for that price.
My Subaru was that price with 90,000 miles, 2009. Subaru.
But see, here's the thing. With the 350s, the thing with about 350s was that was the very first like mass production car that a 50-50 ratio, like 50-50 front.
Well,
to
you're
back.
240SX.
Weight
I
breaking
don't think
down.
they have perfect 50-50.
240. I think the fame you're thinking of is the 240SX.
S2000 had perfect 50-50.
Yes.
But I think what he's thinking of is 240.
Is it
240 is
240?
very famous
I don't
for
think
having
the
that.
No,
350 had
350 was
had
when he
perfect
came out.
50-50.
Everybody, all the racers were saying, "Oh shit," because
It was
it's
a
not
really
gonna
good
fishtail
chassis.
or any of that
It's a
stuff.
really
Yeah,
good chassis for
yeah, that's what it's
multiple
known
things.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're like, well, we have this
Very
great chassis.
nice,
It's a great
short
race car. We don't need to
wheelbase.
upgrade anything because people these are the race enthusiasts and they don't give a shit about, which is what they did with fucking Forerunner, because they're like, well, these people are enthusiasts of like going out there mudding and doing all this shit, and we're not gonna upgrade the interior. And to this day, Forerunner is probably one of the most sold cars Toyota has.
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
No, interior is pretty nice on a 4Runner nowadays.
Nah, man. It's been the same for the
I
past
don't think
10
for
years.
the price, it's a little lacking.
No, the
for
4Runner's
the price.
been overpriced for a long time.
It's a little lacking for the price.
Yeah.
The
Try to get a
4Runner's been
fucking
very
TRD. Good
overpriced.
luck.
Like, oh my bad, I should have put this.
Try to get a TRD for MSRP. You'll be surprised how many of them you'll find. Probably zero.
There you go, Miggy. You should be able to put Moon back.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Oh,
That looks
shit.
fire.
That's looking good.
Oh shit!
That looks fire, actually.
Oh my god, what is that? What is it on?
It's on a canvas.
What's behind the What's on the
Oh
canvas?
shit!
I think the
To all the
canvas is
viewers, we
like
got a
it
surprise
looks
for
like a
you this
glitter with
Tuesday.
A like a glue.
Is it
Okay.
this Tuesday we're coming in?
She finished it, but this Tuesday we have. Tuesday we have Tommy.
Yeah,
Well, we
Thursday-
have our 50th episode this Tuesday, right?
that'd be perfect
Oh,
for that.
that would be.
Yeah,
And then
Unless we call this a 49 and a half and we push it back.
no, it's gonna be 49.
And then Thursday we have Alejandro. He's gonna be coming in from Port Richey. Or no,
Northport, something.
Northport.
Like that. Like an hour and a half, he said.
And then Luz we can have on Tuesday as well.
Ask
Tuesday.
Alejandro what kind of food he likes, so we can get him something at least if he's gonna be driving all this fucking.
All right.
way.
Crackers.
Crackers.
Polly wants a cracker.
Damn. Okay, that looks sick. I really like that.
It did look fire.
Yeah, don't reveal it, bro. Don't reveal it. It's gotta be a
Are we gonna give him a
surprise.
sneak peek? No, nothing.
Nah, not sneak peeks, nothing.
Okay.
You don't get shit. But
What do you think? So we're gonna start Wednesdays. Felix said.
I'm fine with that. At nighttime,
I
I'm
would
guessing.
assume so. Yeah. What the fuck? You want to
Yeah,
say
but
at 5
Eddie
in the
had
morning?
the
like this
best
heat,
idea.
bro. I
today.
didn't eat anything
had
this
the
morning,
best
and that
idea
heat
today.
and everything took it out of me, bro. Like I was done.
You know what happened to me last night? I left here from the fight. All I ate was those couple of slices of pizza at the party. That's the only thing I ate all day, and a bunch of sweets, a shit ton of sweets.
Yeah.
From fucking cake to the arroz con leche to cookies, fucking bunch of bullshit is what I ate yesterday. And I was gonna say, so that's all I ate, right? We watched the fight. I didn't eat nothing. I went to Emily's house something there. I'm like, I'm fucking starving. And then it was already 2 a.m. and I was like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I'm not gonna go to McDonald's right now. It's too late.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come back home to make a sandwich. There's nothing to eat at her house. And then I remembered she had these little like breakfast sandwiches, like little croissant, sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches. And I just ate one of those. And I think that if I didn't eat one of those, I would have been fucked for jiu-jitsu this morning.
You had some of them Jimmy Deans.
Yep, that's the ones. But you were saying, Kevin?
What was I saying?
My idea.
Oh, his beautiful idea. If only he would have said it before. putting
Well,
the
actually-
mats under the roof outside
Yeah.
in the back. I think Jay left for that,
Yeah.
or did he?
So we were out. We
Over
went
there.
to check out the back.
I saw it when I went inside.
We went to go
The
check out the
back
back.
is
We were standing out
fully
there,
done.
and we're standing there, and I go, "Why the fuck we're not rolling here now?" And everybody's like,
Everybody,
Like,
literally,
boop.
everybody was like, Eddie. Yes.
No, you know what? Me and Kevin did today. We flow rolled for our first round, and that was like the best decision I think we've ever made doing.
Bro, I've been trying to promote this floor rolling shit.
It's-
Every time there's open mat, I always find somebody.
Preach,
Floor rolling, bro. Like literally, you don't even have to stretch if you do a proper floor roll. Now, I'm not saying when I'm saying floor roll, I mean a floor roll. I'm not talking about 1 minute into it, you're trying to rip each other's
Yeah.
heads off. No, give up the position, tap like that kind of floor roll. If you floor roll, bro, first one, you don't
Yeah.
need to do a warm up, bro. You
Jay-
don't.
So like,
Jay's trying to spread the word of the jutsu.
Yeah.
so so me and him, we flow rolled our first round. In the first half, we weren't even like going for any kind of submission. It
Yeah,
was
you
literally just
don't.
position. And then the second half, we started like pulling off stuff. And then what we would do is kind of like let the position get there. And then once he's trying to pull it off, create resistance. Because you don't want that arm to just be loose while that person's trying to finish the move.
Well,
or whatever,
yeah.
Right? So create the resistance of what it kind of would be like if I'm trying to pull back my arm for that Americana or whatever it might be. And just flow like
Yeah.
it's like it says.
Yeah.
I'm just super,
Literally, look at it this way: I flow rolled with him the first round, and the second round when I started with Mickey, the first half of that round felt like a flow roll.
yeah.
Felt like a flow roll.
Flow
almost.
roll. Once you get into that, like, see, this is the thing. Once you break that first sweat, and you break that first sweat without fucking just like hyperventilating, everything else just kind of falls into its place. You know?
I think the what helped me the most was that by flow rolling the first round, it teaches you where when you're moving in these positions and these quick times, you get to see things you don't see normally in the sense that where to put pressure and how much and like when. The biggest thing I think is when. So, for example, in like just watching people how they shift their movement, it's you get to analyze it more, and it's almost in a sense realistic because they're moving in the direction they would want to be moving if they were actually going for it, and applying a little bit of resistance, whatever it may be.
'Cause when we learn the technique, we just learn it from when we start where we already have to be.
Yeah.
See, the thing with Nogi is, it's like, it can be worse than a gi, but at the same time, it's a lot more forgiving.
I think it's a lot more forgiving, and I don't think at all it's worse than the gi.
No, I don't either.
No,
I
it's a
don't
lot more
either.
forgiving for sure, but it can be worse. Like, because, like, think about it. Us, we're kind of friends, so we're not going for those legs as much. Like, if this was a real no-gi roll, these motherfuckers would be pulling on your fucking ankle and would be pulling
hear
on
what
your
you're saying.
heel hook.
See,
Like,
this
tomorrow.
is the thing. I watched a lot of leg locking videos, and I don't even think about going for that because of what Felix has told me. He's like, you guys shouldn't. We're not even going to teach you that yet. And that's
Yeah.
like, okay, that means if you guys want to teach us it yet, that means I shouldn't be trying it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to hurt nobody.
That's what I'm saying. So, because we're just out there trying
I
to,
saw
like, execute our shitty wrestling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that Natalie, that he let Natalie heel hook him. It's like, you fucking asshole. I want to do that.
I'll let Natalie heel hook me.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
too?
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was controlling
I mean,
the entire
yeah,
time.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, it's not an easy thing to put off, but it's like obvious
Yeah.
in a sense, because it's just like, oh, grab the leg, put it aside, and pull up.
And
Like,
Natalie, the reason I let her do it because she just naturally fell into that position. I was like, oh, okay, so you naturally fell here.
yeah,
Well,
you
let's
could
go
for
for
this,
that, right? Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. It's a lot more forgiving, but at the same time, it could be a fucking like destroy your body type of deal. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So,
Rip that knee apart
Yeah.
completely.
yeah, nobody get to fucking practice
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu after this.
Nobody, we don't want to take anybody to the ER. That's
No,
our main
but
thing.
like I can feel it. Like right now I'm sitting, bro, and like I have zero energy in me. Like I can fucking feel this morning's training. Like it definitely
And
takes
you
a
were saying
lot
you
out.
were really tired last night too, watching the fight.
Yeah,
you
I
were
was
saying
Yeah, this
dozing
man
off,
was
bro.
falling asleep
Yeah.
during
That
the
that
fight.
whole bottle of Coca-Cola, bro. I came home, put my head on a pillow, and I was out,
Really?
out,
I
bro.
thought you were gonna say you couldn't go back
Yeah,
to sleep,
No,
I
I
did
was
too.
fucking out. Like no questions asked, out.
and it didn't kick in this morning either.
This morning I woke up still tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was going to fucking jiu-jitsu, I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't feel it. That's why I only rolled with Felix, technically.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, I can't. Like, my body just doesn't want to do it today.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see my results and see what the doctor says, you know, as far as, like, all the blood work and stuff like that. See how that goes, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Should find out some more details by the end of the week.
I told Annette I want to go in to get it done.
I saw that fucking little ring thingy that I put up for the sleep study. Good thing I looked at it today too. One of them registered one of the days. The other day didn't register. So I was like, oh, fuck. Now I got to fucking redo
Bless
it again.
you.
Oh, shit.
I tried calling them, but because you have only 5 days to return the device. So
Oh. That's weird. So they put like a thing on your finger?
yeah, it's like a ring. It goes right on the finger, and it measures
What does it measure?
oxygen levels and your heart rate.
Okay, no, they put like a monitor on.
So my buddy
Oh,
at
did
work, it was so funny when he was telling me about this. He goes, bro, I had COVID, he goes, and he goes, I had that oxygen meter on my finger, and my oxygen levels would go down to like 94, 95, and I was freaking out. And then after all that was done and I got better with COVID, I remembered, he goes, when I was doing the sleep study, my oxygen levels would go to 75, and my dumbass here is sitting and fucking worried about 95, you know what I mean?
He's got sleep apnea or something?
Yeah, he does. He does have a sleep apnea, and they got him that machine. He goes, after that, he goes, it's been a pleasure to go to bed.
Fucking Vader.
Yeah.
Ozzy was telling us how that shit, he hates it. The fucking, the CPAP or APAP machine, whatever that they give you for that.
Like,
Because
because
he waking up in the middle of the night, fucking can't breathe.
wait, I don't think he has one.
It's Ozzy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have one?
Yeah, he said he has the APAP, actually, because it's like an automatic one that adjusts to you.
Yeah.
And so, because I guess the CPAP, you have to regulate it yourself. But anyways, he has that, and he said that he wakes up in the middle of the night, like, and he has to take the mask off. Or
Why?
that he says he feels like he can't breathe. And I told him, I said, he said, he was like, oh, it feels like it has no oxygen. He says he's telling doctor, he's like, the oxygen I'm blowing now is going right in that tube, and I'm just fucking right back in. And I was like, okay, I mean, yeah, there's some oxygen left in the tube. And doctor was telling him that he thinks it's probably just that Ozzy from like when he falls asleep, that all the muscles relax, and that since it's a little overweight, and so all that stuff just kind of like collapses, and that's what helped like letting him breathe. But it's weird because you think about it, and it's like, well, why does he breathe fine without the mask on? Those things were still relaxed when you're sleeping, so I didn't think that made sense. And I thought about it. I asked him, when you put that thing on, do you feel like you have to force your breathing at all? And he's like, yes. I was like, that's it right there. Like, instantly. It's not that you're not getting oxygen. It's that your lungs are overworking themselves. You're literally having to and like suck through a straw. Like, of course you fucking
Maybe he
feel
doesn't
like
have
shit.
enough oxygen flow. That's what it is, maybe.
Yeah. I don't think it's that he's getting CO2 back and he'd fucking poison himself. Like,
Yeah.
do you think possibly it could also be that you have the mask on, it is causing a little bit of, I would say, drag within like being able to pull in and out, and that you're overworking, you're still getting the right amount of oxygen, but you do feel like your lungs are a little overworked?
With masks,
is-
worst thing would be for me was my fucking face would sweat. I fucking hated
But
that shit.
my question is
I agree.
That's what I hated. I didn't care about the fucking breathing part. Breathing part was easy. Is the fucking sweat in my face
Or
where I
if you
could
started
taste the
running
salt
and
on
you
my
could, like,
fucking lips.
Like breathe fast, you're just breathing back your own oxygen. You just breathed out.
yeah, but the little amount of like air that's there is not
You know,
comprehensible
so
to be able to say that.
the other day I watched this reel. So this grandson says, "Okay, grandma, like I'll see you later." And the grandma is on a fucking emphysema machine, He walks away and then farts right into the machine, and then you can see the grandma in the background going. Bro. I was like, bro, if my grandson did that, I'm taking that can and like shoving it so deep up his ass, bro.
Oh shit, that's
Bro.
funny.
That's what a dick move, bro. Like farts right in the fucking on the
What
emphysema
day is it
machine.
already?
Huh?
What day is
11.
it already?
20 more days. I'm out, bitch.
You talking about
Alright.
DR?
Yeah.
Wait, when is the
You
Tennessee?
should take the road. mic and
Tennessee.
fucking
I'm
go
planning on
around.
going at the end of the month of August.
August. All right.
Just probably for like.
Are you taking any equipment for Tennessee?
I'll probably if they want, I'll take it to if they want. If it.
What days are you there anyway?
I'm thinking to go Thursday to Monday, or yeah, probably Thursday to Monday.
Why don't you make it Friday to Tuesday? Well, same shit, really.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Yeah, I'm thinking to just take like a couple mics, and that's really it. And I'll take both of the.
Both of these nuts.
The roads. I can take both of the roads and plug in 2 mics, and that's all I really need.
You can take that road.
No, I'm not gonna take a camera.
No, that the camera is just a road.
It needs a camera, doesn't it, Mickey? Or
For
does it plug into like any auxiliary device?
what are we talking about?
The road
the wireless road.
road goes.
Oh, what about him?
Can you plug it into like any auxiliary mic input, or does it have to be? Does it have to be a camera? I don't think
You can
so.
plug
Right?
it into a computer.
Yeah, oh, that would work. That'd work. I
Might be
I
easier
literally
to
would
keep-
just take my laptop
Mm-hmm.
and the 2 roads and that maybe. That's not really a lot of shit. Just put it in the backpack. I'm gonna be driving anyways, more than likely.
Because then if you're taking the 2 roads, you're gonna have to take all those fucking Behringers, all that shit.
No. I'm talking about the 2. Oh no, never mind. I can't take both of those.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because Miggy has one for him. I can just take one. Or I could take one of those in the Go XLR. The Go XLR is not necessary 100% for this.
That's what I'm saying. Go XLR. You
The
don't have
one
to
of the
fucking
roads, and
Yeah,
then
one of
that's
the
it.
roads and Go XLR, and you're good to go.
And that's if I did end up doing anything there. You never know.
Where do you have any plans, Alex? Where you taking them? Or you haven't decided yet? You're by Knoxville, right? You're in Knoxville. Well, your girl goes out to the nightclubs and shit, so she'll know.
I ain't going to no motherfucking nightclub.
No, when I
on
say
vacation, you want to put me there? No, no.
yeah, what
I would never go back to Tennessee if this motherfucker took me to a club. He knows me. Fuck that.
no, when I mean nightclubs, by nightclubs I mean
I'll go to a
nightlife
bar.
more than anything.
Maybe.
Nightlife.
You gotta
Yeah.
take him to a fucking country club where white women are.
That'd be cool.
What's it called? Line dancing.
Lime dancing.
I would never forgive you.
Oh shit.
just to pop in and be like, "Yo, you fuckers are crazy."
No, Knoxville's.
And then, and then when Moon comes down again, you gotta take him to the castle in Ybor,
Yeah, right.
where all the weird kids hang out.
Is that what you call them? Weird.
Yeah.
That place is different. But what I'm saying is like what I meant is like nightlife. Your girl and you probably know the nightlife, like bars or like a strip that you get guys walk on and then not necessarily go to a bar. Knoxville's got a bunch of places, huh? Yeah.
Eddie probably wants to go shoot guns.
Fuck it. I don't care.
He's driving.
Huh?
You're driving, right?
You can take your little pew pew.
I think so. I want to check state laws and see since I'm from Florida, can I still carry there? But I mean, I'm not gonna carry, but I'd like to have it with me.
You tell him you're white. You're good.
Yeah.
You tell him you're white, bro.
I'm thinking to just travel when I'm traveling there to actually bring it in the little like
Case.
locked box
Mhm.
and just
Lock
take
the
it
box.
out, yeah,
Have it locked.
lock it up and everything because it came with a lock.
Teach
And-
Emily how to quickly unlock it in case of necessity.
Well, no, once we get to Tennessee, that's a whole nother story. Because that's a permit. That's like how that's here. That's a permitless carry state. So I don't. Once we get there, no different story.
But the Tennessee
to
was
go
always
through-
Wild West. They
go through-
always had open carry.
no, I don't think so. Right?
A couple of years back, we were in Gatlinburg. Everybody was open carrying. Oh, talking about this, I just remember something.
Damn.
Kennedy,
10, 11 years ago.
Kennedy Jr. will also tweeted something about the fucking prescription drugs. That's like the whole gun violence and prescription drugs thing. It was like a lot of our fucking children are on prescription mood altering medication. So from what I understand, it's gonna try to tighten that shit up. Like, don't just prescribe fucking Adderall and Prozac like it's fucking candy, just because you believe somebody might have ADD or or ADHD or whatever. So that was another thing that he was talking
Damn,
about.
you know, I just saw this tweet. It said, Mr. Beast is talking about, I've been lifting religiously for 10 months with a trainer, 12 days, 12,000 steps a day, good sleep, good diet, and I've gone from obese to just lean. I have a newfound respect for jack people. This takes forever, lol. And they said, I was 40% body fat, and now I'm sub 20. Give me 6 more months, and I should be able to share the pictures.
Good for him. 40% body fat. He didn't look like it, bro.
That's the thing. That's what I was gonna get to. I was like, damn, this motherfucker talking about he was obese. What does that make me? Like, goddamn.
Because technically, if you are 30 pounds over your BMI, you're considered obese.
I get that, but it's kind of hard to make that consideration because that's very small figure, like you're looking at figures that apply to that result, but don't make the whole picture. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't just take you're this many pounds and you're this height, you're obese. No, like you have to look at muscle mass and all these things and see how much actual body fat the person has.
Yeah, but then you just have a body fat percentage. So that's why better ways to go. Like if you're under 17 and over 10, you're in a healthy range. For a guy, over 10, under 17 is a healthy range. Under 10 is like you're super lean. Everything under fucking 5, damn near impossible to maintain. So if you can get to those 7s, which is basically, in my opinion, unless you genetically have that in you, is just gonna be impossible to maintain that at a 7.
Like, it's been good to talk to Ron about that and see what he says. How hard it is to maintain that sub 5.
He just preps for the shows for 18 months at a time, from 1 year to 18 months at a time to get to that sub 5.
Yeah.
And then literally, you know what's the next thing he does after the show? Fucking cake. And he gets the dulce de leche cake from my mom, and he just literally just like devours half of the fucking cake. Yeah, bro.
That's fucking hilarious. That cake, I can't imagine it. I need the whole like half of that thing. God damn.
Bro, imagine you haven't been eating any carbs or sugar for 18 months.
I don't know how much I'd eat. Maybe 2 pieces.
Bruh. You jumping that shit down, bro. I'm just telling you. Like, I won't do carbs, and then there are times where I just crave fucking plain white rice. Who craves just plain white rice? You know what I mean?
Never me. Never me.
Yeah, well, you lay off fucking carbs, you're gonna start loving rice, bro, real quick.
Well, we talked a lot of shit. We're almost at 2 hours here.
Yeah,
I think we're good.
I think we could call it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming in today. Appreciate Kevin joining us, Alex as well.
For sure.
So we're gonna have a nice little surprise in the background.
Yeah, give us a little update. Where you at with the business?
Shit! Because he told me something, and he told me very slyly. We can talk about this real quick.
Yeah, give us an update, Kevin.
I've purchased the truck.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
I purchased the truck. Just trying to get the whole insurance and everything final steps, basically.
Nice.
Steps,
Hell yeah,
final
that's what I'm
steps.
talking about.
That's
Hell
good.
yeah. Now from here is gonna be like a different ball game.
So
Totally
what is
different
it?
ballgame.
Is it just very like basic like anything else, establishing like a LLC for everything and going through that, or and like just basically being a contractor in a sense through the truck?
It's pretty easy. The LLC is like the easiest. They just call
Yeah.
and they'll just set it up for you. And then the DOT number was a little bit harder to get. They asked a lot of questions and see what exactly you're gonna do to get that DOT number.
And DOT, what does that mean?
Department
What
of
does that
Transportation.
Department of
Trans-
Transportation number. It's your number that nobody else has. That truck's number, basically.
Okay.
And
It's like a truck social security number.
basically, yeah. And yeah, after that, I mean, DMV stuff is pretty easy. Just get 2 license plates, put one in the front, one in the back, and insurance, and find a dispatch and go to work.
It's pretty straightforward.
No, at a yard, at a big yard where they store a whole bunch of those trucks. I can't have it at my house.
Yeah, no, you can't have that.
Would
thing.
you store it at your house if you could?
It'd be nice to just fucking hop in
Yeah.
that bitch from the front door.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about it. He's got to go to the yard every day to pick it up and then go somewhere.
hmm I've seen a lot of people here. I've seen a lot of people here that do that, but also the two main roads that lead to my house don't allow trucks. One of them doesn't allow trucks after 6, and then the other one doesn't allow trucks at all.
Mm-hmm.
After 6, yeah, because if you're finishing your work after 6, you fuck, kind of.
Yeah. And
Yeah, those roads
Are you gonna
so
take a
strict in there,
bicycle
you
to
can't
the
sit.
fucking to the yard?
No, I'll have a car
She
just
said-
for that, literally. The little Honda CRV that I have, I just drive it.
How
just
far is
from
the yard?
home. It's 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it's close by.
Why don't you
Okay.
get one of them electric scooters like Peruano, bro, to
I
work?
don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit.
That makes sense. So I
People
agree with
people
that.
wake up sleepy in the morning and they just go out on the road.
I 1,000% agree with that statement.
True.
Well, that's good. You got the truck going.
Hell
It's
yeah.
just going to be pretty soon.
What-
We're
what
going to be
year
making
is it?
monies.
Pretty old. It's like 87, I believe.
How many miles does it get on it?
Have no idea, but the engine just recently been rebuilt.
Okay,
Like I'm getting a rebuilt engine.
that's nice. Who's gonna help you with, like, in case something comes up?
You don't
We'll
have like a
figure it out as
mechanic
you
in
go.
place yet?
I mean,
Or-
yeah, there's mechanics. There's mechanics that work at the yard. That the mechanics that are established at the yard, they have all their tools and everything at the yard itself. So
Oh, okay, gotcha.
yeah, you don't even have to go anywhere. And if they're busy, there's mechanics everywhere for those trucks.
Gotcha.
Nice, nice. Does your boss know you got the truck now?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he
yeah.
cool with
I've been
that?
talking with my boss about that. Yeah, it's really cool. The thing about this business is everybody eventually wants to do
get
that.
a truck. Yeah.
Everybody eventually wants to do their own thing. So people that employ people for this to drive
No,
their
this
trucks,
is-
they know that once they see the amount of work the little amount of work more that you have to put for to be the owner, it's totally worth it. The income is totally worth it.
Yeah, good, man. I'm glad to hear. That's a very fucking good
That's
news.
badass.
And as you guys saw the progression, when first we brought Kevin on, what was this, like a month, 2 months ago?
No,
Yeah.
it's been like 3 months.
Yeah, it has
Since we brought
Yeah.
Kevin? First
so.
time?
Couple
Think
months.
so. Yeah,
Couple
we were
months
back at
ago.
your house.
Couple months.
I think it was episode like 20 something. Maybe
There
that
you
it
go.
went on.
It's already been double since then.
Like
It's
26
2 months.
or something.
Yeah,
2 months. Hell yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
that's good.
Yeah.
Progression, my boy, progression.
Hell yeah, stepping forward.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. As you can see, we bring you guys the guys who talk shit, and we bring them back again so that we can see how their shit's going.
Yeah.
And make sure they're progressing, and see how that turns
And y'all
out.
can
and-
see life, a millionaire's life happen.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to fucking hear excuses.
Alex, you're next. You were there when it happened. All right, thank you guys for joining us. You guys have a good day. We should be doing this from now on Sundays. Have a good day.